It's 106 Jack FM, it's Sophie on the Sunday Roast. I never normally get to see Kate Garraway at work because she's on telly at the same time as I'm on the radio. But this week we managed to catch up to have a bit of a chat about her new project and a whinge about getting up really early.
What time do you get up?
Just before 6.
I'll see you just before 6 and raise you 2:30 a.m, ladies and gentlemen.
Not even the morning, that's the middle of the night.
I know, well it is for you rock and roll type.
Oh my
But
goodness.
it's early morning for me, I know. I do get up a little bit earlier than my colleagues who roll in slightly later. But it's because having done it for a decade now, if not longer actually, because I used to do early mornings as well on Sky and News 24, but having done it long, I find that I just can't be reading too much of my briefs the night before, otherwise it takes over your world. So I prefer to get up an hour earlier, come into work and sort of deal with it on the morning, at least the night before, feel that's my own. So 2:30 the alarm clock goes off and it's just glorious.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? And people say, oh, you must be a morning person. And I go, I'm not. And yet somehow I've still been saddled with this job. I don't know how it happened.
You're radio, you see, whereas I have to go and have my face sandblasted by experts to get me looking presentable first thing in the morning.
I've never been so glad to not be looked at. They installed webcams in the studio about 3 years ago and they've never plugged them in, and we're happy with that as long as it stays like that. It's brilliant. So you're on the blag basically, aren't you, for some Oxfordshire businesses to get behind you and support something new you're involved in?
On the black?
Yeah.
What are you saying? No, we're offering them a marvellous opportunity, you crazy woman. Surely you must know what that means. No, genuinely, I know people always say this, but I do think it is a very good idea, and that's not just because it's mine.
Yeah.
It came about because I've always thought I was incredibly lucky to, just by the very nature of being on the telly, have all sorts of great perks and discounts that everyone else has to pay full price. And last year, lots of people were saying to me, come on, you've got to get yourself a website. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful sites out there pertaining to be yours, and they're not you. So I thought, well, rather than just do like a traditional sort of old-fashioned fan site where you just get to hear about my antics and things that I'm up to, which you do on this, the people that join up, and it's free to join, also get access to perks and discounts that normally you'd have to be a celebrity to get.
Nice.
And we've got lots of other celebrities getting involved over the course of this year too, but it's starting just with me. As part of that, we thought, okay, we started off with some big national deals like Tesco's and Fitness First. And then we thought, well, actually, it's all very well saying I can get you a half-price meal in a top London restaurant. But if you live in Oxford, then that's not much good to you because by the time you've got there, you've paid treble the full price. So we wanted to make sure that we also had lots of good local businesses involved so you can treat yourself and get the perks of a celebrity in your own city. So for each deal that we launch, we want to make sure all the proceeds of that deal go to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Ordinarily, 5% of all our profits, but on this occasion, it's all the profits because I just think it's such a nice idea. Let's be honest, we're all looking for a bargain at the moment, the way things are in the world. Yeah, exactly. And it's so tight, isn't it, life at the moment? So you think, okay, great, I can get myself a lovely treat, save myself a ton of cash, and I'll know that the money I do spend will go to make a child or the life-threatening illness life a little bit better and leave them something really precious. And if you want to know what you can get locally in Oxford, let me tell you, because I'm sure you're keen to know, Sophie.
Absolutely.
Our launch deal is a luxury princess manicure and pedicure, an eyelash tint, an eyebrow tint, an eyebrow shape, all those lovely things that celebrities love to have at the London Beauty Boutique. Normally, it costs you £66. Through goodiepass.com, it costs you £37. And you know that cash is going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which I just think is a lovely charity.
Yeah, and how did you get involved with Make-A-Wish?
Because the kind of principle behind goodiepass.com is that you get to treat yourself like a celebrity and give yourself something special. We just kind of thought, well, who are the people in the world, in the country, that probably best deserve a treat? What fits alongside this, because there's lots of great charities doing brilliant work out there, so it's not knocking them. But I think that the ethos behind Make-A-Wish is that you have youngsters who have these terrible illnesses and conditions. Every day of their life is a blessing, but Make-A-Wish manages to make one of those days. They really work hard to make sure that they get the dream that the child wants, not the family, the people around them, but what the child wants, and give them a day that really lifts them, and it has a huge effect on them in terms of dealing with their condition, but also on their families who can sort of see them smile and laugh and have fun and have their wishes fulfilled, which, let's be honest, in lots of other areas of their lives are just never going to happen.
Yeah,
so,
and I mean, you're already approaching nearly 100 wishes granted here in Oxford and in Oxfordshire, including we're reading about Georgina, who's quadriplegic, and she wanted to be a zookeeper, so Make-A-Wish made that happen, took her off to be zookeeper for the day, something she'll remember forever.
Well,
and
she will, and her family will remember long after, perhaps, because all these youngsters do have life-limiting illnesses. They don't talk about death in a way that makes it difficult for the children, but they do have to face up to the fact that their lives will not be as long as they hope for. So they have, the families have the memories that last forever, and the children have a chance to just forget for a bit and enjoy themselves. So I think that in itself is like a medication, isn't it?
Yeah,
to have the chance to do that.
So you've got Oxfordshire businesses signed up already, but you want some more, right? You want more people to offer stuff.
I just think it's one of those things we only launched at the end of last year, and we've got a sales team who are out there trying to talk to people in Oxford and Oxfordshire generally, but I'm sure there's many other businesses can benefit, and it's good, I think, for the business because they get a chance to have some celebrity attachment and also help youngsters have a good time. So it feels like, so far, you might tell me differently, but it doesn't feel like anybody loses. It feels like everyone's kind of a winner, which I think's got to be good.
No, it's kind of hateful because you're already so busy and you juggle all these things, and now you've done something else and you think, oh, for goodness sake, stop it. Stop making it so hard for the rest of us. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to let you go and have a little light. Do you have a power nap? Are you a power nap girl? Middle of the day, or do you wait till the evening?
I do love a power nap, actually. Yeah. I do love a power nap. Although I'd love actually just to sleep. But now I'm embracing a power nap. And because I've got two little youngsters who really don't like the idea of long lying. One of them's teething at the moment. I just to try and grab what I can. But I know that I'm really lucky. So particularly when you see some of these youngsters with their illnesses, you just think, it just makes you want to go home and hug your kids, really, and be glad that they're happy and healthy.
It's 106 Jack FM. It's Sophie on the Sunday Roast.